Good afternoon, advisees. So here are my comments and suggestions for your research proposal. Let's start with your title. There's no problem with the title, but the font and the font size are no. I think the font size only is not correct. And then please add May here, May 2021. May would be the month of your proposal defense, specifically on May 29. For your introduction is background of the study is quite long, very long actually. Should be at least 3 to 4 pages only, but paragraph 1 is okay. Make this paragraph 2, do not put yet, make it capital I. This would be your paragraph 2. Paragraph 3, remove however. In the Philippines, spell out versus, and then what's the space here? And then I didn't see the polio case here together with the measles case. It's important. Then number 4, the study done and what they found out about vaccine hesitancy. Then, yeah. Okay na to. Paragraph 5. This is furthermore. But what I want you to include in your background of the study is the even one sentence or 2 sentences only that touches the COVID vaccine. Then next, after background of the study is not the conceptual framework, it's the statement of the objectives. So let's go to that part. Statement of the objectives, generally you are looking at prevalence and associated factors. Profile of the respondents is yes. Then what are the factors associated? Is this from your questionnaire or from your review of related literature, the parameters that you see? But before you go to your associated factors with vaccination hesitancy, remember that you want to determine the prevalence. So that is your number 2. This would be number 3. Number 2 would be, what is the prevalence of vaccination hesitancy? Yeah. Do they are they hesitant, or are they sure to get the vaccines? Then number 3. Then number 4, you included some behavioral responses of respondents regarding the vaccination hesitancy. I saw from your literature, when you say behavioral responses, it looks at perception. So there should be parameters under this. Perceived something, perceived something, perceived something. You can include the parameters down there. Then number 5 would be, what is there a significant difference between, so these are your inferential questions already, between, so you will start with, kasi kulang ito, you will start with number 2 and 1. Prevalence and the profile. Number 3 and 1, factors associated and profile. Number 4 and 1, behavior and profile. Or you can all group this, are there differences between the prevalence, associated factors, and behavior when grouped according to profile variables. And then after that against 1, you check also the association between number 2 and 3 and number 2 and 4. And then lastly, number 3 and 4. So marami yun. Maybe you should make this number 5, number 6, number 7. Those are your inferential questions. And then going to your hypothesis would be your number 5, 6, 7. Just put it there. There is no significant difference or there is no association between number 5, 6, 7, depending on how you crafted your questions for these ones. Then let's go back to your conceptual framework. Yep, conceptual framework. I see here your health belief model. Did you not see any decision making model or hesitancy model? You can also add it here, and it's a good addition on that. And then I see also you added programs. If there are policies, you can also add on vaccines. Then here in your paradigm, you have profile, prevalence, associate behavioral, survey check. And this ones should be an output. So yeah, identified or prevalence. Ano itong ilagay ko? Associated factors on vaccine hesitancy and behavioral responses or perception. Parang mas maganda yun. But if you do change this in perception, dapat napalitan na rin siya sa statement of the objectives mo. And then scope and the limitations of the study, you have here the purpose. The scope, you should have here your profile, your respondents, scope of your respondents, the inclusion and exclusion. Wala ka atang nilagay. It's written here should be a resident of Namabalan, but it's not stated here that they are mothers. So there should be included there. Then research tools, research techniques, representative samples, duration, that's okay. Significance, you need to add here that the result is significant to DOH also for them to use this as a basis for program formulation. Then for I think we have here LGU na, or Barangay Namapalansur. For definition of terms, include prevalence and associated factors. You define here what are the parameters under and what does that mean. And the behavioral responses, what does that mean? Then for your RRL, yeah, that's okay. You start with the profile. We have demographic, profile, and vaccination hesitancy. Demographic profile, what in the literature says about the effect of demographic profile on vaccination hesitancy, socioeconomic, clinical, health-seeking behavior, all those that are in your SOO. And then the same with next theme would be associated factors. What are the environment ba yun? Or environment and vaccination hesitancy. You discuss about that one. This part should be the comprehensive part because these are your variables, 3 important variables. So, dapat mahaba yung explanation niya dyan. Behavior, you have here the behavior. Yeah, I think dito na siya. For the behavior. Dito see socio-demographic, but you need to put it here. You discuss it according to how it is written in your SOO. And then, last is, of course, the programs, policies, laws, RAs, AOs, related laws or legal basis. The main title is related or legal basis. Then for your chapter 3, a combination of quantity, a descriptive approach. Yes, you can include here your research techniques. You will do survey questionnaires and interview. This one, you said here participatory action research. You do action research if you do have an implementation or an intervention. But I've read the whole proposal. There is no intervention given. You are simply looking at the status or what they think or what they know. So you remove this part because you won't be doing that part. Then locale of the study, and then I think wala to sa template natin. Participants of the study, walang ganyan. You can include it here sa sampling or sampling design, your respondents. So, sa respondents natin, you have here the sampling frame. These are the residents of Namabalan Sewer. And then, sampling technique, you said it's stratified random sampling. Stratified random sampling is not applicable to your study because stratified random sampling is you need to have strata, separate groups, and then you will get groups, respondents in each of the group. So you don't have a group unless Nababalan Sur has zones like zone 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me know if they do have. Then you can use stratified random sampling. If not, you can simply do systematic or simply random sampling technique. And then sample size. How will you compute for the sample size? You've written here that according to Philippine Statistics Authorities, the population of Namabalan is 746. Okay, but you need actually to if you will only include mothers, then you are looking at household. The vaccination hesitancy of each household, because mothers usually decide when it comes to health of their family. So not the population but the number of households you have in that area in Namabalan Sur. So that's how you will compute for your number of respondents. So this will decrease in size. Then yes, you can use RAW software. And then for research instrumentation, you need to be very detailed for your research instrumentation. For you to do that, you need to craft or draft your research instrument already. You see, when you draft it, you know what is in part 1. Like I've written here, part 1 will be composed of a series that will gather demographic, socioeconomic, clinical profile, health-seeking behavior, lifestyle of the respondents, and how will they respond to those questions there. It will utilize the use of checklists because the rating scale cannot answer your profiling. Then part 2 before the rating scale will be questions looking at the prevalence of vaccination hesitancy and associated factors. So you need that could be if you want rating scale there, if you have modified questionnaire on, yeah, best if you have basis already so that you know if the rating scale should be in Likert form or in Likert scale. And then how about your instrument for your behavior responses? So you can have a part of your questionnaire also for these behavioral responses, but since you written that is a quali quantity, you need to have a quali part. So there's an interview or focus group discussion. So you opted for interview, I guess. So there should be that should that part should be written. And then yeah, this one, the reliability, Cronbach's alpha, yes. For the data gathering procedure, na doble ata yung advisor part natin. So let's remove the VP already. College dean, dep chair, and research advisor. And then you may write at this part that the researchers will float the questionnaires either personally, personally tayo dito. But for the questionnaires, personally yun. But for the interview, meron ba dito? You need to write for the interview, pwede siyang personal or phone interview depending on IATF protocols during your data collection. Then data analysis. I think that's only that. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask in our group chat.